Konbanwa minasan. Kyo wa... Oh, I'm kidding. Not gonna be speaking Japanese in this video. Hey guys, welcome to another Realm of the Mad God chest opening video. This is gonna be episode 9, I believe. And I might need to stop doing double refreshes. So if you haven't noticed recently, the time in between each of the chest opening episodes has shortened drastically, and the main reason being is because normally I would only do one refresh a day, because you know it's 100 gold. I'm sure that's like one key pop, whatever, that's fine. But recently, to sort of accelerate the pace of me going from episode to episode and doing these chest opening videos, since I think they're the more favorited ones, or the types of videos that people like to watch on my channel, and you know, more content is always better. But it's starting to make it very difficult for me to maintain all of my marks, because while I do still have a large supply of, like, let's say C-Depths and Voids and OTs, I burned through all 6 of my DDoX chests and just about a bunch of other stuff like Tombs, Ivory Wyverns. Like, it's getting difficult because you don't really get to choose which one you want to do, right? It's not like you get to choose to spend this quest. Sometimes you might get unlucky and get Ocean Man and Darby Pirates every single time. So I might have to go back to doing only one refresh a day just because it's getting harder and harder to maintain all of my marks. I hope you guys are okay with that, but we still have a decent supply of chests this time around and I'm looking forward to opening them. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. It's also late at night, which means if I sound a lot quieter than I normally would be, that's just because I'm pretty tired. It's been a long day. Let's just go ahead and get started. Thank you, by the way, everyone, once again for the continued support in my videos. I've been having a lot of fun making Realm content, and I don't plan to stop anytime soon, especially with Oryx 3 coming around the corner and Month of the Mad God in September. Also, some updates about my time in school. Because of the nature of the pandemic and whatnot, you know, just making it very unsafe for most students to be on campus, some schools have elected to allow students to decide if they want to take their classes online or to actually be present on campus. And I have decided to stay home because, well, also, you know, home cooking, you can't be mom's cooking, but it's just because I want to I feel like more comfortable being at home than I would on campus. Not that I don't like my campus, but it's just that I have my own room here and everything like that, and like I said, it's more familiar territory for me. So I get to take my classes online, which initially I wasn't too happy about because I felt like I wasn't receiving as good of a quality of education as I would if I were physically present on campus. But at the same time, with how things have been panning out, kind of, I think it might actually be better for me because I can still get my work done, but also continue to make videos for you guys, just of course at a reduced pace, because it is difficult to make daily uploads unless you dedicate all of your time every day to making videos, because it's a full-time job, right? I spend very much close to about 40 hours a week making videos, recording, collecting footage, editing, and stuff like that. But it is always easier for me to work on videos and at the comforts of my own home because I have everything set up here and I don't need to necessarily change anything up. So that's kind of how the plan is going to be for the next couple of months. Now as for whether or not I'll continue to do Realm content going into the fall and winter, I would say yes until something... Oh, no, I do not, because... No, you never mind. Okay, so one fun fact, by the way, guys. If your pet kills the chest without you dealing enough soulbound damage, there's actually a chance that you could lose the bag altogether. That's why I panic every time my pet starts electrocuting. But yeah, I don't really see myself taking a break from Realm anytime soon, I think anyways, because there's always something for me to do. And I also just create more tasks for myself, and I still have a bunch of content that I want to make for you guys. So rest assured, I'll be here for a while. But I've also just been recently enjoying making League of Legends videos and my Minecraft Let's Play series. I know it's kind of strange to spread my audience so thin in 3 different categories, but it's also just a means of allowing myself not to burn out from Realm, because I get to sort of compartmentalize. Like, let's say one day I have to make a Minecraft video, another day I want to make a League video, and another day I want to make a Realm video. So that's kind of the rotation I've been going about, and I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, is that a white bag? That is a white bag, I think, if my chicken can go away. Alright, let's go ahead and collect our keys first, or our other stuff. Okay, what is our drop gonna be? So far the luck is still with us. It hasn't gone away anytime soon. And... okay. Wait, that's a double white! Oh my goodness, I'm just so jaded from Nile Ring that I forgot that it's considered a white bag. Okay, alright. Average white, average and below average white, but it's double white, so I guess the luck is still technically with us. Where was I? So yeah, going back to the topic of producing different kinds of content, variety creation has never been too popular of a business decision for a lot of YouTubers because spreading your audience among multiple different platforms and games is known to depreciate your saturation of content, because you'll oftentimes see a lot of YouTubers who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers or millions of subscribers who only generate about a couple thousand or tens of thousands of views per video, which in all honesty is pretty, mediocre for a channel of that size. And my channel is sort of fitting in that same sort of style where the amount of subscribers I have doesn't necessarily translate too well to the amount of average views I get. And I'm okay with that, mostly because I know that it does take time to build a new audience, especially after you spend so much of your time in one specific game. And I've had quite a... Alright, I know for a fact you can get other ST items besides First Mate's Hook, come on. But I know that after spending like almost, 5 to 6, maybe 7 years on MapleStory content, I can understand why there's a lot of players who don't necessarily watch my videos or my other videos because I was known only for MapleStory. It's just basically one of those instances where you gotta pay your dues and you gotta go through the whole process all over again. Normally I would be unhappy with that, but because we're in quarantine and because I have a lot of time with summer vacation and my extended time off, it's plenty of time for me to get all my stuff done. This is like the best time for me to make that transitional period into content that I feel more passionate about. And ooh, another orange bag. If it's another hook, I'm gonna be sad. Okay, there has to be a different ST item besides First Mate's Hook. Come on. That's 2 now. Okay, fine. This is a different kind of discussion question I have for you guys. I've been asking a couple of people, or quite a few people, one question, sort of like a hypothetical I proposed. If you could turn all white bag items in Realm into a quarter of the feat power converted into real cash, would you play Realm full time? So if hypothetically speaking, let's say, okay, we go back and pick up, let's say the Spirit Dagger is 800 feet power and the Ring of the Nile is 800 feet power, that means each of them will give you $200. Would you guys play Realm full time, or do you still think that Realm is not too enjoyable of a game, or do you think it's not as sustainable? Because I talk to a lot of people and they say even if you got only a tenth of the feat power, they would still do it full time. I've been thinking about that myself actually. Of course it's never gonna happen, but it's food for thought. It's one of those conversations you'd have over a bottle of beer. Just something in the back of my head. I figured if there are ways to easily turn in-game items into cash, or to make it easier for players to become full-time video gamers, not necessarily in like competitive play, would that bring like a specific, would that bring an incentive for... That's 3 now. Okay, well I guess this episode is going to be titled The First Mate's Curse or something. I wonder if that hypothetical was granted to us and we had the ability to make real money, or to generate cash off of the feat power of rare items, would I consider playing Realm full time? To some people it's an instant yes, right? But remember, when you do something full time, that essentially entails that you have to see yourself doing it for an extended period of time, like a couple years. And given Realm's rather kind of temporary nature in that you don't really play Realm for too long, it's like one of those games where not many players like to play the game for more than a couple weeks or a couple months. In fact, I think the only few friends that I have in the game that have been playing for a while, compared to the ones that leave and come back every so often, it's a pretty large ratio. Even if you gave that incentive, I don't know if people would really take it all that much, because while the money is great, especially if a quarter of the feat power, right? If you pick up an item that has, let's say, 1,000 feat power, you just made $250. And I would say people can do that reasonably, right? If you made like $1,000 or $2,000 a week. Because if, let's say I pick up, I don't know, 5 or 6 white bags per week and can generate about $2,000 a week, that's 100k a year, right? Or a little more than 100k a year. Although, I don't know how that's going to be taxed, but maybe there's some way you can write it off. but you would essentially lock yourself in to that sort of dynamic of having to play Realm to pay your bills. And I'm not sure, because part of what makes the game fun is that you don't have to play the game if you don't want to. It is your choice. The reason why people play video games is because they choose to play the game, not so much they have to. And the moment something you enjoy turns into work, the enjoyment of that is diminished. Some people that I talk to, like some of my other streamers, because being part of content, I get to talk with a bunch of other content creators, and almost all of them very, I guess, emphatically said that they would do it and they wouldn't think twice about it. Maybe it's because they enjoy Realm in a way that I don't really know or understand, because this is, like I said, the longest time I've played Realm for. I have joined back in like early to mid-March, and I've been continuing to play ever since. That is the longest stretch of time I've been playing Realm for. Normally I would only play for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, maybe 1 or 2 months at most.
Oh, we got the chakra!
I wish it was the 10A, but you know what? It's an ST that I've never gotten. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting it. I just walked right over it and oh my, that's awesome. Look how sick that sprite looks. It's awesome. Beautiful. I lost the train of thought, right. So, this is the longest time I've played Realm for, and I'm honestly surprised that I'm playing Realm for this long. I don't really know why this time in particular it's encouraging me to stay longer than I normally expect. Maybe because of content creation, because like that's kind of the main reason why I stayed in MapleStory for so long, is because content creation, that is the main fun I have with this game. If I was just playing it normally like any other player, I'd probably get bored of it very quickly because there's not much to do, but being able to make videos for you guys, it prevents me from sort of burning out. Or not burning out, but it prevents me from getting bored of the game because it provides me with an actual purpose to log on every day. And being able to make videos for you guys, it's like I said, it's a huge pleasure of mine. If you remember me talking about it in my previous video, that something about this job, I guess it's kind of a job, or more of a hobby slash, it's a side gig, let's call it a side gig. My work ethic just skyrockets. I consider myself a relatively lazy person, right? Especially if I'm doing something that I don't feel too passionate about. But for some reason, when it comes to making YouTube videos, I get up every day and grind. Like, I don't feel tired at all, even though I've been making daily uploads for the past, I would say almost 2 months at this point, right? Or it's like a month and a half. I don't feel tired. Well, I also don't have anything else to do, right? Like I said, because of quarantine. But it's just surprising that I don't find myself burning out at all, because I thought I would. Maybe that just might be because I feel a lot happier. There was a portion of me that felt like I was kind of forcing myself to make videos back when I was still in Maple, but in Realm, this is the first time I kind of like want to. Maybe it might also just be because of the mentality I have, but when it comes to making videos for a different game besides MapleStory, I don't know. I might be getting a lot less views, but I just feel happier because... Oh, my alerts. Sorry about that, I'm sure that must have scared you guys for a bit. Well, I have the sound turned off in the actual thing, but that was very loud. Let me actually turn that off. Okay, anyways. I'm sorry, I know these videos... I don't know what's with me when it comes to these kinds of chest opening videos. Like, I think it's because in my other videos, I can't really get as down to earth and real with you guys because I'm always talking about some other topic. So I like to dedicate my chest opening videos to be sort of my, you know, personal talk time, so to speak. Maybe because it's different. Over time, my enjoyment of making Maple videos has diminished because it was kind of being the same videos over and over again, and I didn't get much chance to sort of mix it up a bit. But now that I get to make videos for League of Legends, for Realm of the Mad God, and for Minecraft, 3 games that I've never really made content for on a consistent level, it feels refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air. I hope one day though. I did mention this on my stream that I'm still hoping that the day will come where I get my big break, because YouTube has always been a big dream of mine to be able to do it full time, and I would... Red, white, and blue. That's the color of the American flag. Alright, what are the red ones? I think the only thing is you can only get armors. Star Mother, I'll take a Star Mother. But a white bag. Now, fungal white bags are quite exciting because there's a lot of them, and some of them that I desperately want. I can't complain, you know? Yeah. A lot of troll items we've been getting recently, this episode. But you know what? Whatever, it is what it is. Okay. Sorry, I know my train of thought is constantly disconnected by every little interruption that happens, but I guess that's part of what makes me enjoy these kinds of videos. Even to this day, after doing YouTube for, I think, almost 8 years now, it's still been a big dream of mine to be able to do YouTube for a full-time living. But the problem is, the types of games I play, Realm of the Mad God and, well, Minecraft and League are the exception, but they're oversaturated. Like, MapleStory and Realm are both, they're decent-sized communities, right? They're not hole-in-the-wall games that you would see on a normal, you know, in terms of the ranking of every video game in the world, based on their popularity and player base. But let's be real, the community is far too small for you to be able to build a consistent living off of. You just don't get enough views, or not enough community engagement to make enough money to pay the bills, especially if you live in an area that's as expensive as where I live. I live in New Jersey, so one of the highest living costs in anywhere in the United States. But the problem is, I don't want to make videos for the big... I don't really enjoy the super mainstream games, right? Like Fortnite or PUBG and stuff like that. Even Valorant, which has been getting pretty popular recently, though it is a game that is created from the same creator of League of Legends, I just, you know, it just feels like the same old kind of, you know, third-person shooter type game that I just never really got into those kinds of games, those mainstream games. And while I feel like if I were to get into them, I could get pretty good at them, it just doesn't give me the same kind of enjoyment as these types of games, because I already mentioned before that my favorite types of video games are the ones that have long-term progression. And while I do play League of Legends because it does provide you with a lot of mental stimulation, it's not the same sort of progression that I like to see. Oh, there's a chest right here. It's not the sort of progression I like to see compared to the likes of more competitive games, because some days you might progress further and some days you might go backwards if you lose a lot of games in a row. That can happen too for Realm. Like if you die on a character and you lose all your equipment, that is technically a step backwards, but you know what I mean, right? Like, even if you die, you still are technically stronger because they provide you with fame or stuff like that. And other games like Minecraft, every day you play the game, every day you log onto your world, you get to pick up more items and you get to just build more structures. That is something that you don't really lose, right? It's like, which one do I want to use? Which one do I want to do? Because technically speaking, if I were to, or logistically speaking, if I wanted to pick a game that has a wide audience that can reach a lot of people, it also means that I have to play a game that I don't feel too much passion in. And that's kind of what made me bring up the whole, if I could do Realm full time, because, you know, Realm is a game I do enjoy making videos for. And if, let's say there was an option for me to, instead of making money through content creation, if there was a way I could make money in game, like by converting white bags into feed power, or converting white bags feed power into money, would I be happy making Realm videos for the rest of my life? I feel like at that point, it defeats the purpose of why you're making content in the first place, because it's, I don't know if I sound cynical by saying this, but having to essentially do something only for money, regardless of your intentions behind it, regardless of how much you enjoy it, it does sort of paint this picture of you're doing this just for the sake of sustenance and not much else. Even if you are doing something that you really enjoy, and you know, there's always that phrase, if you do something you love, you never have to work a day in your life. I do sort of believe in it, but at the same time, if money is considered as motivation, then there will be times where you're just naturally going to want to do something for the sake of paying the bills, right? It's a dilemma. It's sort of like a quandary as to whether or not it's worth doing something, because in a way, you sort of have to sacrifice your enjoyment of it. And I want to be able to do video games and make content creation full time because it's something that I just feel so happy to do. But if you make it a job, does that mean it's no longer something you want to really like do? I've never really, I mean, chances are, I don't think I'll ever really get to that point. So I don't know why I'm thinking about something that may potentially never happen. But, you know, I've always just been that kind of kid who dreams about all the possibilities, and I'm a big what-if person, for better and worse. Oh, right back. Wait, okay. Marble seal, please. Marble seal, please. please. It's gonna be if it's a collo, or just give me a breastplate or a potato, just not a collo, please, not a collo. Please, please. Oh, okay, the walkie. Please, please. No! No! Sorry, that was really loud, but oh my god, that's my 12th collo. Why? I like melees, but why? I swear, I'm gonna feed these. I'm determined to feed these now. Oh man, just why? Just why do you have what? Oh. It would give me Kahlo. It's the new Sword Stone. It's always a Kahlo sword. I'm never trusting a white bag from a Marble Colossus chest ever again. It's always a Kahlo. Oh my word. Anyways, with the sheer amount of inane rambling aside, I hope you guys have been having a good time with your summer vacation. Double red bag. Okay, I can't even speak today. Sinister. Okay. Not bad. I will take it. And what is the other one? You beat the... Okay, fine. You know what? That's fine. I'll save it for the giveaway. I hope you guys have been having a good time so far in this summer vacation. I know we're still very much in quarantine. Some states have opened up again, but I would say a little too early. I think that there's been a slight lapse in judgment on how soon we should open up. But fortunately, at least in New Jersey and New York, the cases have been going down. I think it's because we've been hit the hardest, so we sort of understand the devastation that this virus can hold, and therefore we respect it a little bit more. But overall, regardless of where you are in the world, if you're in the US, if you're in Europe, if you're in Canada, if you're in Asia, just anywhere, I hope you guys are all staying safe. And, you know, we've been well into this sort of lockdown, and I know there's a lot of people who are struggling right now, especially those who really rely on friends and social interactions. I'm an introvert myself, right? But even though I still understand the importance of social interaction with physical people, right? There's a different feeling you get from talking to someone IRL than online. I really miss my friends, I really do, but keeping myself busy by making content has been my main way of coping, I guess. Yeah, I feel like I'll just continue doing this until something better comes into mind, but regardless of whatever happens, I really hope I can continue making good videos for you guys, whether it's Realm or something else. I hope I can continue to be entertaining and maybe brighten up some of your days. It's been a pleasure, and it will always be a pleasure to make videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And the next chest opening video will take a while to come. You know what? Because it's the 10th one for the next episode, maybe I'll wait a lot longer and get 40 chests. We'll do a super big opening video, but that might go really long, so we'll figure it out as we go along. Have a good night or good morning to you if you're watching it, or if you're having a nice afternoon, then enjoy the rest of your day. But I will see you all again soon in the next episode. Take care.